AI billionaires hoard trillions while jobs vanish. The math is brutal, and it's getting worse. In 2024, the combined market value of the Magnificent Seven tech companies, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Meta, Nvidia, Tesla, exceeded $15 trillion, more than the entire GDP of every country except the United States and China. These companies employed roughly 2.5 million people total. Compare that to General Motors in its 1979 peak, when it employed 618,000 workers in the U.S. alone and generated $66 billion in revenue, about $280 billion in today's dollars. Meta generated $134 billion in revenue in 2023 with just 67,000 employees, then boosted profits 117% in 2024 while cutting headcount to 46,000. The productivity per worker ratio has exploded, but the wealth isn't trickling down, it's rocketing up. OpenAI provides the starkest example of AI-era economics. The company reached $4 billion in annualized revenue by late 2024 with approximately 1,700 employees. That's $2.35 million in revenue per employee, roughly 10 times the per-employee revenue of traditional tech giants. CEO Sam Altman's personal net worth sits around $2 billion, while the company itself is valued at $157 billion as of its latest funding round in October 2024. The company doesn't even pretend to be a job creator. It's a money-printing machine for a handful of investors and executives, powered by algorithms that replace workers across every industry, from customer service to legal research to software engineering. The wealth concentration is obscene by any historical measure. According to Oxfam's 2024 report, the world's 5 richest men have more than doubled their wealth since 2020, from $405 billion to $869 billion, while nearly 5 billion people have become poorer. The top 1% now owns 43% of global financial wealth, up from 36% in 2010. In the United States, the wealth gap has reached Gilded Age proportions. The top 0.1% holds more wealth than the bottom 90% combined. Tech billionaires lead the pack. Elon Musk's net worth hit $400 billion in 2024. Jeff Bezos sits at $230 billion, and Mark Zuckerberg at $200 billion. These fortunes were built with a fraction of the workforce that Gilded Age industrialists required. The AI employment crisis is accelerating faster than economists predicted just 2 years ago. Goldman Sachs estimates that AI could replace 300 million full-time jobs globally, with administrative and legal roles faced risk. The IMF warned in January 2024 that AI will affect 60% of jobs in advanced economies, exacerbating inequality. We're already seeing the impact. IBM announced it would pause hiring for 7,800 back-office jobs that AI could handle. British Telecom said it would cut 55,000 jobs by 2030, with AI replacing 10,000 roles. Dropbox eliminated 500 positions in 2023, citing AI efficiency gains. These aren't manufacturing jobs lost to overseas labor. These are white-collar knowledge workers being made obsolete by algorithms. Governments have proposed wealth caps and redistribution mechanisms before, but enforcement remains virtually non-existent. France attempted a 75% tax on incomes above €1 million in 2012. It generated minimal revenue before being scrapped in 2015 as high earners simply moved assets offshore. Switzerland's 2021 referendum on a 99% inheritance tax on fortunes above 50 million Swiss francs failed dramatically, with 71% voting against it. The Biden administration's proposed billionaire minimum income tax, a 25% levy on unrealized gains for households worth over $100 million, has gone nowhere in Congress. Even modest proposals like Elizabeth Warren's 2% annual wealth tax on fortunes above $50 million face fierce resistance and constitutional challenges. The political will to cap billionaire wealth doesn't exist, even as inequality reaches crisis levels. A global framework to prevent wealth hoarding and societal collapse would require coordination that makes NATO look simple. You'd need binding agreements on corporate tax rates, wealth taxes, capital controls, and profit distribution. Every major economy would need to participate or the system collapses. Billionaires would simply relocate to non-participating countries as they already do. The OECD's 2021 global minimum corporate tax of 15% took years to negotiate and still hasn't been fully implemented. A truly effective system would need 1. Mandatory profit caps tied to employee counts. Companies with under 5,000 employees capped at $10 billion in annual profit, with excess distributed as universal basic income, UBI, or worker retraining funds. 2. Wealth caps indexed to median national income. Personal fortunes capped at 100,000 times the national median, approximately $4 billion in the U.S. 3. Global wealth registries. All assets above 10 million reported to an international body with full transparency. 4. Exit taxes of 50% on all wealth above $100 million for anyone renouncing citizenship or relocating primary residence. 5. Mandatory employee profit sharing. Companies must distribute at least 30% of net profits to workers through bonuses, stock, or pension contributions. 6. AI displacement fees. Companies must pay $50,000 per year per job, eliminated by automation into a global retraining fund. The enforcement mechanism would need teeth that don't exist in international law. Countries that refuse to participate would face comprehensive trade sanctions, financial system exclusion, and coordinated asset seizures. Good luck getting China, Russia, or even Switzerland to sign on. The United Arab Emirates and Singapore would become billionaire havens overnight.